Table for two, table for two. Having fun, playing games, just me and you.
Welcome to the Table for Two show. I'm Mini Jane.
And I'm Giant Phil.
Come down to earth.
I hope this chair adjusts. There it is. Much better.
Not much, a little bit better. As you can probably tell, we're not at our normal house studio, which is just our house, just to be fair. We are on location. That sounds cool. We're on location in Champaign, Illinois. If you saw my video earlier about our hotels and my version of my favorite hotel kind of things, but I just felt like doing that, so I did it. We're at the Hilton Garden Inn here at Champaign, Illinois. We're actually attending a conference called Winter War. It's actually a really cool gaming conference down here in Champaign. Kind of small, maybe a couple hundred people come every year. I'm not exactly sure. I can ask later and find out how many people showed up this year, but a lot of people do come to this. And the actual convention is not the Hilton Garden Inn. She just pointed that out. It's at the Holiday Inn, which is like a block or two over. But we like to stay at the Hilton because I'm a Diamond member, and you know that's important. So I always stay at Hilton's. So this is the Winter War brochure. It's really it's nice. It's a small convention, but it's nice. Lots of different games you can play, lots of different things you can sign up for. They have vendors here as well. But we usually come at least for one day because, you know, we have this busy life we have. But they have a great auction here. Today, it's actually taping this today. It's Saturday. We'll post it tomorrow on Sunday. But they have an auction today at 1 o'clock, which I adore. First of all, we sell a lot of games. You know, we have a lot of games, as you can imagine. You can't play them all. So you have to figure out, what should I, want to get rid of. And then usually we wind up buying a couple of games. Hopefully not as many as we sell. That's the goal. But just a really fun convention, really nice people. We have a lot of good friends down here, and we don't get to see them very often, so it is nice to see our friends while we're here. So we're here for that. We didn't want to not have a show this week, so we thought we'll just tape in the hotel room, and we hope that the maid doesn't see the camera and think it's a porno shoot.
See their lamps rearranged for the lighting and stuff.
Not made for kids. Just have to throw that in there. We are not a children's show. But anyway, so we are going to show you this really cool game. Again, a reminder below, there will be a link and you'll see the picture review for this game. So do not worry. We're putting a whole game on that one, which is kind of cool. It's a fast game though. It's like 20 minutes. That's why we were able to take enough pictures and show picture review the actual whole gameplay, which is kind of cool. Anyway, we backed this on Kickstarter, I don't know, a little over a year ago maybe. I don't remember the exact date. I like backing Kickstarters once in a while because then you get a surprise in the mail, like, oh, I forgot I bought this. But this is really cool. As you know, we are Cthulhu fans. If you don't know that already, we read the book and stuff. It's years ago. I couldn't quote the book to you. Some people, are way geekier than I am when it comes to Cthulhu. But
of course, we got Cthulhu Wars.
Yeah, Cthulhu Wars is one of our favorite games, and other Cthulhu, Pandemic Cthulhu, and all sorts of Cthulhu. But this is why we picked this one. Not only because of that's Cthulhu, but it's only 2 players.
Yes. So it plays best
for
2 players.
Hence Table for Two show. Anyway, it's called Seals of Cthulhu, and I'm trying to make sure because we got a little glare. There we go.
The Seals of Cthulhu.
Seals of Cthulhu. It just sounds scary.
You have to say it that way.
And it looks scary. Now here's I really love a Kickstarter like this because I'm very, not surprised, I'm very happily surprised. I think I paid, I don't remember exactly, like $40 for the Kickstarter, which is one of the cheapest ones we've ever done. No offense to anybody else out there who maybe spends less or more. But the quality was amazing, and that's we got 2 copies. And by hence, this will be one of the giveaways for next month because we do have 2 copies of this, which is cool. But look at the quality. I'll show you a couple things. The glare will go away shortly because there is a sleeve.
Yes.
I love a game with a sleeve. It keeps the game nice and fresh.
It's a printed sleeve too. It's got like chains and a lock on it.
It's supposed to be. It is a book. It's a book and it's locked up. So we just unlocked it. And then you got this beautiful, I'm trying to show it without getting blurry, beautiful book, or it looks like a book anyway. Yeah,
it's like a very weathered, like you found this laying around somewhere.
Oh, what are we going to do with this book? And then it's got a magnetic closure, which is really nice. I love magnetic closure. And you open it up, and then inside are all this stuff. But right away you see, before you do anything, read this.
Yeah.
So it's like a little storyline, which we won't get too deep into, but basically it's basically a tug of war between the investigators and the cultists.
Yes.
The cultists are trying to destroy the world by getting all these relics. And the investigators are trying to save the world by getting all the relics. So it's really a very simple, not a simple game. It's you gotta have some strategy, but it's simple and easy to learn kind of a game. I'll show you some of the components, and then of course look at the picture review below. What's nice is that it has this little like, deep pocket for all this stuff. It's actually like, it's not really a book, obviously it's a box. Well, let's show you some things. First of all, let's go do this. All right, I'm gonna put the book down. There is a rule book, and it says Project Worker Weld.
Yes.
I drop everything. And basically it's the rule book. And it's a very simple, easy to read rule book. We won't go through all the rules. You'll see how to play below. It's very easy. But it's basically it is a two-player game. Actually, I'm going to pick up everything I just dropped. Anyway, and you get all these cute little components. Let me show you some. First of all, you get this active player token, which is kind of cool looking. It's got little Cthulhu feet,
Yeah.
tentacles.
Yeah.
Cthulhu's feet are on this. Two tentacles. And you need this because as you're working the game, you show who the active player is at any given time.
Yeah.
And it's only two-player, you probably are smart enough to figure that out, but it's nice sometimes to go, whose turn was that?
Yeah.
And, oh, active player token. So that's always an important component.
Mm-hmm.
You also get these. I'll just show two. There's 4 meatballs in 2 different colors.
Okay.
One is purple. I don't know if you can see this.
Try to show those. One is purple.
And again, you'll see them below, which is the cultists, and the other one's like a beige color,
Yeah.
and that's the investigators. So obviously the first thing you have to decide is who is going to play the investigator and who's going to play the cultists. And in our game, you'll see below, Phil was the, were you the cultist? You were the cultists.
I was the cultists, yes.
And I was the investigator,
Yes.
trying to save the world. So you get 4 tokens of your color. It's pretty easy. So it's a simple setup. Then there's this little cute card. This just shows you the components of the game, but it looks like an old, I don't know, like an old secret thing.
Yeah.
You also get this cool, whoops, you get this cool like news article thing, which is kind of neat. It's kind of hard to have not your table in front of you. Anyway, it's okay, we're working
Yeah.
it out. It's like a little news article, trespassing on the lands of getting a land grab. And basically, it's about the investigators and cultists.
You're basically coming across historical artifacts
Yeah.
that tell of whatever this horrible, situation was that occurred.
It's kind of cool. And then whoever wins the game, you're supposed to, which is cool, we didn't do this, we probably should. There's a victory card for the investigator / cultist. And you're supposed to like say, I won, and take your picture and do a Facebook tweet to them. Which we haven't done. We're doing a video, so, okay. But that's kind of cool, a little social media card.
Yeah,
Like
cool.
that. And then here's a card of other things you can buy from them, which we won't go through right now. But anyway, the game is, again, once you have your 4 cultists or your 4 investigators, there are a bunch of cards, not tons of cards, which is good. It's a very, by the way, portable game. We even took it here to Winter. We're probably going to play it here at Winter War. Maybe get a couple people to try it with us. But each player here, since you were the cultist, you hold those.
Yep.
Okay. So each player gets a couple of things. You get a hand of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many was there? 9, 10. I'm trying to remember. Oh no, that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. You get a hand of 5 cards that are in your hand. Things like gate closures, potions, gates, journals, and you can pronounce that for me. I always say it wrong.
Necromicon.
That too. So everybody gets that in their hand. I'll explain what they do in a minute. But then there's these god cards. There's Shoggoth and Cthulhu and Azathoth and
All
a whole
the
bunch
names
of
you're
them.
probably familiar with if you're familiar
The
with
same
Cthulhu.
guys are in Cthulhu Wars.
Yes.
But each of the cards, and Phil was just showing you that. And by the way, when you play the game, you get your 5 cards. Then you pick which god you're going to play with. You don't play with all the gods. You pick whichever god. And we chose Shoggoth because that's the one they suggest for the first game to play with. So each player basically gets a hand of 6 cards. One god card, and the rest of them are the artifacts. Now, what's important is, show the card again. Each card, why don't you explain that card?
So I'll explain.
You explain that while I organize my mess I'm making.
Most of the cards, except for the potion, most of the cards
all of them but the potion, actually.
It'll have a name, of course. This one's the gate, and it has this picture on here, but notice the picture's kind of offset on the edge of the card because the other half of the picture is on the investigator.
Which one do you have,
card.
the gate?
I have the gate.
I'll show.
Let's see if you have
So here's the other half.
Yes. So, and there's a reason for that.
Yes.
So each of us start with their own cards, but what we're trying to do is acquire the other half of cards in order to basically unlock the text on the bottom, which gives you some ability, like being able to turn a card down or rotate it and utilize it to take something else.
They basically have special powers.
Yes.
So what's interesting is, the way it's a very easy game to play, though. Like I said, it takes 20 minutes. It's a bidding game.
Yes.
So in very simplistic world here, I'll explain it. So each player takes their cards and they decide which card am I going to use. So let's say you get 5 turns. That's it. That's why it takes 20 minutes. You get 5 turns. So let's say I'm player 1. I take one of my cards. I choose whatever card I want. I place it face down.
Right.
You'll see that again in the review below. Then I can say, now if I want to keep that card, and maybe I do, I use my investigators or my cultist tokens to bid. Yeah. So I could put the card down, and let's say I put down 2 of my in my case, investigators, 2 of my investigators. So I'm bidding 2 to keep that card.
Yeah, that's called influence.
Right. So influence is what they call it. So then Phil can say, well, do I want that card? He doesn't know what it is. It's face down. But he can actually bid up against. He has to bid up. So he puts 3 of the cultists to bid it up. Right? So you can kind of bid each other out of who gets that card. When somebody finally gives up or if somebody wins the card, the other person takes all the influence.
Yes.
So all the markers go to one person or another, but then the other person gets the card, and then they get to put it face up in front of them. Now, what's important is when you got it face up in front of you, you're hoping to get that other half.
Right.
So when Phil puts down his next card, I'm hoping it's what I need. It may not be what I need. There's where the strategy comes in.
Yeah.
What are you going to put down? What are you trying to gain? You don't want to give somebody else your card. You want to be able to have enough influence to win the damn card.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is on the card itself, there's actually influence on the cards as well.
Right.
So this one has how many? I can't see that one.
This one is influence. This one's only influence 1.
Influence 1. But if you have cards up in front of you, and another card is something you think you really might want, and you only have, let's say, 2 investigators to use for your influence bidding, you can actually use one of your cards to influence as well. But if you get the card, the other person gets your other card and your other investigators.
Whatever you put up for influence, those tokens or a card, you lose those if you win the card.
Yeah,
that's
so
down.
it's kind of like you're trading one card for another.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a better card, maybe it's something you want.
Yeah.
Now, as Phil said, once you have 2 parts of any of the artifacts, like 2 parts of the gate or 2 parts of the gatehouse, whatever it is, you get to then use basically the special powers below. Now, this is a problem we had personally during the game. We were looking at the cards, and the gate says if you control both face up, you may flip one card face down. If you do, flip another face down card face up. So anyway, I won't go into all the details there, but we were like, why would we do that? What's the point of doing that? So the long story short of it is we actually wrote to the company and we said, we don't understand what these are for. We're trying to understand the reason of why we use these powers. Our problem was we only use the one god.
Yeah.
The other gods have other things like, you may win if everything's face down. So there's a reason you'd want to put them face down.
Yeah.
Or maybe you want to put somebody else's card face down and the god allows you to do that. Because really at the end of the game, you're looking for points.
Yeah, so the cards we had at the time, it didn't really make sense to use it. Not to mention, we didn't have experience with them either. I think the game's designed to be played multiple times, and then you start to gain experience and start to realize like the bluffing part of like, ooh, I'm gonna bid a lot on this card. You're gonna outbid me, and then you're gonna get stuck with something that hardly gives you any points.
Right, and that's the whole thing. At the very top of every card, maybe show the card.
Yeah.
There's a number. So this has a 5.
Yeah, that's a 5.
That's the point at the end of the game that you would receive.
Yes.
So again, if
this card's face up at the end of the game.
Let me show you something. On the other side of the gate, it's only a 1.
Yeah.
Right? So again, if you're able to put this card down, to put another card face up that has a higher value, it would be worth getting rid of the 1, for example. So that's one thing that we feel took us a little bit, to understand. We were kind of confused, but again, we were using Shogoth. It really didn't have a good reason to use a lot of the face up, face down, from what we could tell.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, when I emailed the company, they immediately, as soon as I got that question out there, they replied back. They were really good to us. They gave us all the different scenarios, maybe where it could be used. Oh, I get this now.
Yeah.
So thank you for that to the, Thing 12 games. 12 things.
Yeah.
Thing 12 games. I was really impressed by the quick response to our questions.
Yeah.
So anyway, take a look at the play-by-play below. It'll make a lot more sense to see the play-by-play. Definitely a cool game. This game also has, for better word, an expansion. Maybe it was part of the Kickstarter, I don't remember. But each investigator can also have 4 investigator cards. Like I have Alex Smith. It's not you though. Smith. Gabriel Moretta, Son Kong, and Abby Jones. Anyway, who cares what their names are? But you can also choose to play with one of these during their game, and then you'll have a special ability. Like, for example, this one says, if your face-up cards equal exactly 13 control points, at the end of your turn, you immediately win. right? So we haven't tried the investigator cards yet or the cultist
Yeah.
cards yet, but we're going to give that a shot in our next game. I think that's kind of cool. It can make the game different every time too. So my gosh, for the price, you're getting this beautiful quality game. Lots of ways to play it. You know, 2-player only, which we love.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I can't stress it again. This game will be up for our contest.
Yes.
I'm a little hungry. I don't know why. Especially after that damn cupcake I ate last night. I had this huge cupcake. Oh my God. In Champaign, Illinois. It was called Small Cakes Company or something like that. Oh, I shouldn't have ate that cupcake. Anyway. Well, I like the cupcake. You had ice cream.
Good.
You had a big tub of ice cream.
I had enough ice cream that it was like eating one of those Ben and Jerry's containers.
There's a shout out to Small Cakes Cupcakery, they called it, and custard or something like that. It was really good place. But anyway, so this will be part of our contest next month. You can win a copy yourself if you want to give it a try. Other than that, like us on Facebook, like us here on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell, and then you'll know that we're putting up more videos. We're going to, again, hopefully do once a week is our goal here. Anything else we need to say about Seals of Cthulhu that I'm forgetting, Philip?
No, I don't think so. I think when you start to play this game, don't give up after just 1 or 2. Play it multiple times. Yeah. Almost like you're playing euchre or something. You don't just stop after one round.
How old
you
are
keep
you?
going. I'm pretty old.
What's euchre?
you play it multiple times, and then I think it'll really start to fall into place.
Absolutely, and I won't tell you. I promised the company I would not show this, but there's also a secret in the box that says "Do not open." I was thinking about opening it in front of you on camera, but I talked to the girl who works there, and she's like, probably not a good idea. That way everybody gets their own secret. So if you get a copy of this yourself, you may have a secret in there that we're not going to tell you about.
Yeah.
Ha-ha. So anyway, I don't get any, again, not a paid promotion, just let you know that's a good way to, another reason to get the game. There's a little secret inside.
Yep.
All right, guys, have a good rest of your day. We're going to go head over to Winter War and play some games and go to the auction and hopefully not bring home more than we brought.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.
What are you doing?
Bye.
Bye.